And look,
I'm gonna
2 minutes left. Left. 30 seconds left. Left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
come on.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Hey.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Yeah.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out.
Intro's pretty cool, right? All right, guys. So look, we got Matt and myself. So tonight we're doing our first ever pop-up show. So basically, so much of information is going on today. We just want to jump on here and have a brief session. We won't be on here long tonight, but just kind of chat back and forth about some information that Matt can share with us. And like I said, between Twitter, the group, all the posts, it's outrageous. I mean, people was arguing, fussing, fight. Today felt like I wanted to post a little meme in the group. It was like a kid trying to open up their gift at Christmas. They were just so anxious to see what it was. That's what today was like. It was real wild. So with all that being said, we just respect everybody's views, and we understand that everybody wants to know what was going on and who was going to be right and what was going to really come of it. It's some mixed reviews in this. Of course, we're talking about the return of Bobby Mother Petrino to the Hill as the offensive coordinator. It has been officially released, so all the speculation can stop at this point. Now that we have him at OC, as I said in the last show on Sunday, Arkansas loves to spin the block. Spin the block just means you just rehashing relationships from your past. And once again, we did that when he was the head coach here in a short period of time. We all aware of what happened and why he was relieved of his duties. But other universities and programs have given him a chance to prove himself as a head coach, leaving the outside or the personal situation to the side and just seeing what he can do on a professional level. And with that being said, I feel like he has redeemed himself. I do know it's mixed reviews on what's going on. I've seen some things where people saying, I'm going to boycott the season. I can't support what the university's doing with him, and there's other people looking like I just want to win. Like I'm so tired of losing. I know what he can bring. Hell, he brought Missouri State here and almost beat us. So with players that we didn't even know. So we know what he can do on the field, and I'm just speaking on the field, not what he has going on personally. Because truth be told, just my personal opinion, if a lot of people knew what some people do outside of their work, I don't think people would be as happy with them. But that's just my personal opinion. We're talking about football. Bobby Petrino's back, offensive coordinator. So, Matt, with that being said, you have some intel to share with us. Couple questions I want to ask you this evening while we do this. Um, I thought about it. Okay, so he's back. Same Sam Pittman. And what's crazy is nobody's even talking about Sam Pittman today at all. Nobody's talking about Sam Pittman. Like, nobody has mentioned Sam Pittman. It's all been about the OC. So with Mike
Mm-hmm.
Petrino coming back, we know what he brings to the field. We know what style of play he likes to run. I think back to the time frame when he was here. He had at the quarterback, he had Ryan Mallett. He also had Tyler Wilson. There was
Mm-hmm.
also a time where what was the
And
run?
Casey and Nathan Dick as well for
Absolutely,
that one
absolutely.
year.
What
Mm-hmm.
was the run? Now Davis. Now Davis was here then. Running Wingo
Mm-hmm.
was here then. So just
Mm-hmm.
looking at the style of player that he has, that was also Jarius Wright and Greg and
Chris
Kobe
Gregg,
Hamilton.
yeah,
Yeah. So the,
Childs,
the style of player that he has and his offense is going to be exciting to see in this day
Joe
and age.
Adams.
Yeah, of college football. With all that being said, diving into it. So him being back, right? When can we look forward to him being formally announced, a presser or something of that nature, as Pittman would say?
I think the first time you're going to see him publicly is going to be the next big event we have, which is tomorrow night,
The Duke game?
the Duke game. I think he will be introduced at some point during that game. That would be my estimation.
Gotcha. I'm hoping they'll do some type of presser where the media can ask him some questions. Let him get a chance to speak. I remember the time he was at the Little Rock Touchdown Club and he expressed how bad he felt about his tenure here and how he
Mm-hmm.
felt like he didn't treat people as well as he could have. How he wasn't as personable with people, and
Mm-hmm.
basically said he blew his dream job. And that if he had an opportunity to do it again, he would. So I believe that people deserve second chances. I know that varies among people. Like I said, that's everyone's opinion, and I respect everyone's opinion. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also, looking at that, with him being the OC, I remember when Enos got announced as the OC, or even when Browse was here. Talk about the autonomy that he may have at his disposal being the OC as far as controlling the offense, staffing, and things like that.
I think he's going to pretty much have full autonomy for the most part, from my understanding. I mean, Sam gets the final say ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he's going to let Bobby be Bobby and let him do what he thinks is best to revive this. And this is probably the perfect case scenario for Sam because this could buy him another year if next year they start showing promise and improvement and everybody starts having nostalgia
Yeah.
and thinking, uh-oh, here's this train coming. We
Right.
want to, we want to buy another ticket.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm hoping and thinking could be happening. And Sam and Hunter Yurchek are geniuses for pulling this off.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, I look at it and I wonder. Like I said, I thought about when Kendall Browse got hired. When we talk about having the
Mm-hmm.
autonomy as OC, meaning you kind of select your staff and what best suits your style of play.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Kendall Browse went after Kenny Guyton because he understands the system. He knows how to coach it up, and he felt like he'll be
Mm-hmm.
an asset at the wide receiver position. I'm wondering, staff changing wise, what Bob Petrino has in mind and what type of looks he could bring to the coaching staff. We can see any changes on the coaching staff. Don't know how really you can speak on that, but whatever you have.
Yeah, I don't really want to get too much into that. I think there'll be some changes. You know, I think he'll. You see Chris Gregg online. He's wanting a job. He's wanting to be a part of this.
Right.
So it kind of makes you really miss Ryan Mallett and what he would be thinking and saying right now.
Right.
In
Especially with
this
his
situation.
high school coaching career. Yeah. Yeah. It definitely dope.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
doing dope. And like I said, we don't know. We can't speak specifically on what is going to happen because we don't know, like I said, the
Hmm.
future. At the same time, it would be nice to have some former players on the sideline. That's been missing for a while for me.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking to
As
some,
GAs or something.
yeah, anything, you know what I'm saying? Analysts,
Maybe
anything.
Chris can get a GA job or something there.
Right. So it'd be nice to see some former players on the sideline if that's possible, if that's his desire. My personal opinion, I currently like our tight end coach. I would like to retain him. I also like our running back coach as far as a recruiter. As far as I look at it, the running back group is the one group that I can say we have actually developed players at that position, multiple players.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I love what Coach Smith brings to the table in regards to recruiting as well. Like I said, that's one of his plugs in Georgia. So I would love to see those guys retain. Not saying I don't want those other guys retained, but those two specifically because what they've done thus far in their career or what they've done at Arkansas, I would like to see those guys be retained within his system. Hopefully the defense doesn't change at all. I like the defensive staff. I like their recruiting prowess, how they go after 5-star guys. If you can get them on campus, you got a chance. And that's
my bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good. I said getting them on campus is half the battle. So I think what they've done so far in the recruiting cycle, I like what they've done. So I hope they can keep those guys intact. Hopefully that won't change.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. I asked that specifically on the call today, and they said at this time they're not expecting any defensive changes. I mean, that you never know, that could change, but I think it would have to be an upgrade. You would think,
right?
In some fashion, but they really showed what they're worth because they took a defense that was practically last in football and made them very respectable.
Right.
Lead the nation in touchdowns actually on defense.
Oh, that's what's up. That's a hell of a stat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I came across.
So, but one other thing I realized, if I recall the Bobby Petrino era, one thing he did well was score points. He put skilled players in position to get the ball in their hand and make a play. The quarterback play at the time, it was get the ball out quick and let the playmakers make plays, which is what I like. So even if your offensive line is upgraded but not top tier yet, you still run an offense to where you can get the ball out of your hand and get it in the hands of your playmakers and let them make plays, which I hope a player like Isaiah Satania can benefit from, right?
Yeah.
One of the other players that I feel like truly benefits from this is the other Isaiah, Augusta, the running back. I think about the Now Davis comparison. The Petrino makes it to where his running backs catch it out the backfield and can make plays, and the blocking scheme is set up for him. So I like that. I like him and DeBinion being able to get out in open space, make plays, and things like that. I do know he will upgrade the wide receiver position. He did it at a school that we didn't even think could have a chance of beating us in Missouri State. So I know he'll do that. I also think that the whole situation about Coach Pittman being so loyal to players to a fault, you got a yin and a yang now. You know, Bob Petrino, he didn't bite his tongue. He didn't bite his tongue about how he felt about players and, you know, their play on the field. So I think the whole situation about, well, he came back for another year. No, Bob Petrino will be like, the hell with that. We playing the best players that fit my scheme, and we're going to score points, and we're going to win. So that'll be interesting to see what that looks like. You said something before about him flipping the offensive line.
That's what I was just about to say. You know, back in when Petrino was here, and I haven't really paid a lot of attention, you know, Missouri State and Louisville when he had the Heisman with Lamar. But he used to switch his offensive line. You'd have a strong side and a weak side, basically. And depending on what the play call was, depending on what side of the field they would line up on, the left side or the right side of the center. Because this is your guard and tackle flipping. And so that does, you know, bring up a question. You imagine he would bring his scheme to the Razorbacks again. So makes you wonder how that's going to work. I mean, we're going to have, you know, new players and another year of experience for the other ones possibly, depending on, you know, what happens in the next few days as the portal opens. But it's going to be very interesting to see how that works with our struggles and what all comes from that.
Yeah, I'm interested to figure out from a recruiting perspective how this is going to look. Somebody hit me the DM. One of the members in the group hit me the DM, and was asking me questions. And I was like, "That's a great thought process. Let me dig into that." And part of that with the recruiting process was he asked, "Do you think we'll get some Texas A&M players with transfer to Arkansas?" I said, "I've never seen it happen. I don't see it happening just
I mean,
on NIL and facilities alone. I just don't see it happening. Maybe a guy that's a backup that sees an opportunity and he has a relationship with Petrino, maybe that will work out in that aspect. The other side I looked at it was I do look at the fact of some of the things that we see on Twitter saying that while he was talking to recruits, he was telling them he was in the middle of interviewing for SEC offensive coordinator job. So that makes me wonder some of the guys that he was recruiting for Texas A&M, if they're willing to follow him because they fit into his system and they like how they can thrive in his system. So that's interesting to me in regards to recruiting. And the biggest thing
usually
on
we'll have that.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It makes
You'll
me
have a
think. I don't
couple.
think we haven't had any guys hit the portal on the offensive side of the ball, have we? I know we had two
No, nobody
linebackers.
on offense that I can think of. I think it was just defense.
Yeah,
And I mean, eventually you're going to have people declare for the NFL and stuff like that. But um, I no, I think he's going to he might bring one or two or so out of that class, if anything. I haven't really heard any rumblings on that part. This is all very new and fresh. But if somebody's basing it all off of money or facilities, then probably going to go to A&M.
right.
But if they're more interested in scheme and being coached a certain way, then they might follow Bobby and his track record.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, A&M's got a whole new set of coaches and mindset going on there right now with Mike Elko.
Right, right. So who knows how that turn out? We'll keep an eye out
Mm-hmm.
for that. Um, Another thing that I look at before we get out is when you look at Petrino and his style of play. One thing I remember is he he's going to get an athletic quarterback. It seems like all systems except for Ryan Mallett. Ryan Mallett was a pure pocket passer and one of the prettiest spirals I've seen. But other than that, I've seen him have mobile quarterbacks. The whole situation with Malachi Singleton, his mom having, talking back and forth on Twitter about her son possibly leaving, it makes people want to rethink things right now. So it'll be interesting to figure out with the current quarterback they have coming in and some of the guys they looking at doing in the future, how that's going to help us out on the recruiting front. And if you know, like I know recruiting, it's Kane Archer 2026 a bus, period, point blank. So
Mm-hmm.
I think his style of
You got to
play,
make it to 2026.
you got to make it to 2026, and that's going to come with some winning. We can't take
Mm-hmm.
these moral victories. Oh, well, we fought hard. Nah, we can't keep losing these games by a score, no matter the opponent, and think that this is going to last and extend anybody's career. So hopefully this pans out. My personal opinion before we get going, I know you got something else. I hope that Sam Pittman sees what's going on and realize that he got another chance. You got another chance to extend your head coaching career. With that being said, you got to know when to tap out. My personal opinion, I haven't heard this from anybody. If you told me that Sam Pittman set this up and plans to have 2 years of success, because what I've heard is after 2 years, you got to do something with the contract. You got to extend it or you got to let him go. So to me, and I know Pittman signed a contract previously, if Sam Pittman sets this up and Hunter Yurchek sets this up to where they can mutually agree, after 2 years, Sam Pittman is going to gracefully walk away from the program. Or when he realized that, it's time, put it like that. And Petrino's still here and let Petrino be the coach in waiting, I would love to see that. Because one thing about Petrino that we seen in his last tenure, he was great on offense. He was trash on defense. He didn't recruit defense. So if you can keep defense staff together, I think that's a good mix between the two. But I would like to see him transition to the coach in waiting if we have success. And as you say, if we get to 2026 and in a Kane Archer sweepstakes. What you got?
Well, the only last thing I have is basically I'm going to leave it a little cryptic. Like, could we have another familiar face come back? outside of Chris Craig?
Mm. Yeah, that's that. That's that. What is it? Got you. Yeah. You know, me and you talked about it. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see if we see some old faces back on the hill. That'll be interesting to see what that looks like. I'm excited about the possibility. Hopefully, Coach Pittman has learned everything he needs to learn, and being a head coach in the SEC, he's ready to go full throttle. He has somebody who's competent on offense who won't back down from him. And I'm glad for that. And I think it'll be I think it's a yin and a yang. But I think Bobby Petrino is also more humble this time around. So I'm excited to see what that mesh looks like. I knew it wasn't gonna work at Texas A&M because Jimbo ego is just is too huge. So we know Pippen is a great guy. He's a great coach. Well, he's a great guy, and he's working on being a better coach. But we know Bobby Petrino was a genius in that playbook when it comes to offense and calling plays. So I'm excited to see what the possibilities will be. This is giving the whole fan base some hope. I'm glad everybody's excited or not about the possibility of the team just getting better as a whole. I'm not talking about the personal about the particular man, but as far as the team getting better as a whole and possibly extending Sam Pittman because you like Sam Pittman as a man, I'm excited about those possibilities. Other than that, my man, that's all I got on this pop-up show. We done ran 21 minutes. Shout out to Adam Hall Productions at the bottom of the screen on the text. Hey, the fact that Adam put Cash Money taking over for the 990 2000, well, he took me out. You wild, Adam. Adam, we appreciate you, brother. So yes, FYI, if people ask like, hey, where is Adam? So Adam couldn't be with us tonight. He is using his PTO, which I told him is prepare the others because he wasn't coming. So he's taking some time off from work, and he decided that he was just going to rest and relax and enjoy his time off. And once again, we appreciate him setting this up. So me and Mac can jump on and just chat with you guys real quick. Don't forget, we'll be back on Sunday with a full show. We got a lot to talk about. Who knows what's going to happen between here and then. We also got the Duke game. And we got a special guest coming this week.
Yes,
got a special guest. So you should have
seen
the teaser. Yeah, you should have seen the teaser. We got a special guest coming this week, man. That'll be exciting. My first time doing that. Well, a former player special guest. So that'll be great this weekend. So once again, you guys enjoy your week. We just got through with Thanksgiving. Tough it on out to get through the holidays, and we'll have more gift holidays on Sunday. I got something special for you too. And other than that, man, we appreciate you guys for joining in, tapping in the group. I'm gonna get some shout outs on Sunday because some of you guys really doing your thing in these comments and prolonging these conversations. So we appreciate you guys for making the group special and adding some of your friends. With that being said, it's me, it's Matt, and we are out for Hog HQ Live pop-up.
Be blessed.
Yep.